the truth of the case.
Man, I don't even want to do this one, low-key, because it's so sad. It's so sad.
The case began last night. After being convinced by Mew, we all logged into the virtual world.
Yep.
To log in, you have to plug the memory and consciousness cords into the device.
Yep, that's true. And then...
So, we all plugged those cords into our helmets and entered the virtual world.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry, Gonta. You did it wrong, baby. You did it wrong. You did it wrong.
The culprit had accidentally plugged their cords into the wrong ports. Because of this, a connection error occurred between the culprit's brain and their avatar. As a result,
it's like he set himself up on accident.
Everything that happened in the virtual world.
My God. It's like he set himself up on accident unintentionally.
It's possible that this had an effect on their avatar's personality as well.
And that's why he didn't know nothing.
Because I can't believe that someone so kind could commit murder.
Oh, that may have... Oh!
We had no idea this error even happened. And so, we all logged in one by one.
That's true. The glitch could have made him now a killer instead of being so nice as he used to be.
Mew was the last to log in.
She was trying to set up Kaito.
Game simulator so she could accomplish a specific goal.
To set up Kaito's ass and get out of this killing game.
After Mew confirmed we were all logged in, she took out the bottle of poison.
Oh my God.
And placed it on Kokichi's seat. This was done to make it look like Kokichi was killed by poison when we returned.
Yep. Man, Mew.
Yes. The reason Mew modified the simulator and brought us to the virtual world was to kill Kokichi in the virtual world, but make it look like he had died in the real world.
Man, this is why I love Mew too, because she was trying to get the person I didn't like out either. Like, she said, let's get him out right now.
You explained the world to us. Use the salon phone to log out. Objects are unbreakable.
Withholding information.
Your avatars use all 5 senses.
She was withholding information, though.
She also explained the map of the virtual world in the mansion's entrance hall. But her explanation was intentionally false.
Yep.
She wanted us to misunderstand the world.
And only she knew.
However, one of us was able to see through her scheme.
Which was Kokichi.
The very person Mew was trying to kill.
Yep.
Kokichi. Kokichi was going to use Mew's plan against her and plotted her murder. But Kokichi wouldn't do it himself. He used a patsy to be the culprit in this case.
Poor Gonta. Poor Gonta. Because Gonta would listen to him, maybe. In a glitch.
Kokichi was tight-lipped about the motive. So I don't know why the culprit agreed.
It was
but
a glitch, maybe?
Right after logging in, when Kokichi and the culprit went outside, they were already working together to execute the murder.
Man. Oh my God.
Eventually, we met up with Kokichi and crossed the river to the chapel. Mew had us split up to try to find some secret of the outside world. Kaito, Kokichi, Gonta, Tsumugi, and I investigated the mansion, while Maki, Himiko, Kibo, and Mew investigated the chapel.
But she was like, hey, Kokichi, meet up with me.
Also part of Mew's plan.
Right.
At the chapel,
I love Mew's little character here, too.
She was going to look around outside. She chased after our group while we were heading toward the mansion.
Then she got rid of that. Oh, man.
Once she made sure we were across, she dropped the bridge into the river.
And she was so smart to do this, yo. She was so smart to do this.
This was to trick us into thinking that the river separated the mansion and chapel.
But
at the time, we thought nothing of it. It was just another one of Mew's pranks.
Yep. Mew had me believing that Kaito was the killer, so she is super smart for doing all of this.
That's why we continued with the original plan to find the secret of the outside world. We went to the mansion and split up to look for clues. Kokichi searched the salon.
Supposedly. Because he wasn't even there.
Searched the roof.
But he got logged out.
Tsumugi searched the dining room.
Clueless as ever.
I searched the kitchen.
Being a detective. Come on.
And finally, the culprit searched outside the mansion.
Gonta. Oh, man.
Around that time, Mew was headed for the wall that was on the side of the chapel.
Which wasn't
She
really a
passed
wall
through
for
the
her,
wall
right?
And headed for the mansion to kill Kokichi. You
Yep,
see,
she can
the
go
wall
through
was
there.
a special wall that Mew had added herself. This wall was programmed so that only objects could pass through. And Mew had changed her avatar settings from human to object.
Man.
That was the hidden route she prepared for herself. She set up a wall that only she could pass through.
Oh man, I'm just so sad that Mew is dead and then her killer was gone.
Mew headed toward
are
the
you
mansion,
serious?
but she was seen by Tsumugi on the way. When she entered the mansion, she pulled out her cell phone. She didn't tell us that there was another way to log out.
I just feel so sad that she's dead, yo. Like, I can't get over it.
She spoke a name into the phone, which forced that person to log out.
Kaito. And poor Kaito just...
who was on the roof at the time.
Just innocent bystander getting zapped out. Man.
Having Kaito search the roof and then forcing him to log out, she was making him look the most suspicious. But her plan didn't go smoothly.
Because the one that she intended to kill had a partner. God.
Kokichi was waiting on the roof with a culprit and the toilet paper used to kill Mew.
And then
While
Gonta
Mew was
strangled
distracted
her.
by Kokichi, the culprit snuck up from behind.
Yep. Oh my
and used
God.
the toilet paper from the mansion's bathroom to strangle Mew.
My
This
goodness,
was
they added
only
the sound
possible
effects too?
Because objects in the virtual world are unbreakable.
Oh, and then she tried to get him but couldn't. Man, God. And Kokichi standing there like, yeah, you tried to get me, but you couldn't. Now you're the one dead.
Mew's
Wow.
avatar was strangled to death. And the shock killed Mew in the real world.
My goodness. And then
After the
Kokichi's
murder,
like, I'm gone.
Kokichi left the cleanup to the culprit and left the roof. He probably returned to the salon as soon as he could to avoid drawing suspicion.
Exactly. Then he
The
slid her
culprit
ass
then
down
took
the
lattice from the storage room and placed Mew's body on top along with the hammer and the cell phone. The culprit heaved the lattice
Look
over
at
the
her
railing
ass. Look.
and forcefully slid it down the roof slope.
Look how they sliding her down. Like she ain't nothing. My goodness. Look.
With a body on top of it, the lattice became a makeshift sled and flew off the roof.
Yep. And then her ass slammed right into the chapel. Look at
It
that.
went
Oh my
through the
God.
wall that only objects can pass through before crashing into the chapel.
How they just disrespected her body like that. My goodness.
That was the crashing sound that Kibo heard in the chapel and we heard in the mansion. Mew's wall hid the fact that the mansion and chapel were actually right next to each other. That's why Tsumugi and I were able to hear the crash from the mansion.
And everybody else was able to hear it too.
As the final step, the culprit had to then get off the roof. Because we were at the mansion, they couldn't take the stairs or they'd be seen.
So he had
they
to
used
slide
the
down.
toilet paper again to
With that
escape from
toilet
the
paper.
rooftop.
That
They
glitch
hung the
is something
toilet paper
else,
from the
man.
binoculars on the roof. And
That
used
glitch
it
turned
like a
Gonza
rope
into a
to
whole
climb down.
killer. My God.
Once
then
the
he had to
culprit
get
was
rid of that.
safely on the ground, they pulled at the toilet paper to retrieve it. They would have returned it to the bathroom, but
But
they
we were
ran
already
into
coming.
us as we were leaving the mansion.
So then he threw it over. Yep.
In panic, the culprit tossed the toilet paper somewhere nearby.
But we found it. So that was the biggest mistake.
Without that one little mistake,
Right.
we might never
would
have
have
solved
never.
this case because the culprit doesn't remember.
I'm so sorry, Gonta. I know, baby. I know. Look.
This is the truth you've forgotten, Gonta Gokuhara, the ultimate entomologist.
Oh my god. I didn't want it to be you.
Gonta,